Good morning, boys and girls. I am delighted to be with you again. This is Pastor Janet, and I'm in my reading chair, which means we are going to read. You may remember last week we talked about what God might look like and about the little girl who drew pictures about the various ways she envisioned God. I haven't received any of yours yet, but I am looking forward to receiving them. So I hope you are enjoying drawing. Today's story gives us another view of how someone might see God. It is called Maybe God is Like That Too. It is written by Jennifer Grant and is illustrated by Benjamin Schipper. And you can see even at the very beginning, this is not a story about the country, but living in the city. I don't know if any of you have lived in a city or visited a city, but things are very different than they are in the country. So let's see what she has to say. Maybe God is like that too. I live in the city, where there are sidewalks and subway cars, and buildings and buses are packed with people. But I've never seen God before. Grandma, does God live in the city? I asked one morning at breakfast. Well, yes, God is here, she said. You just need to know where to look. Whenever you see love, joy, and peace, God is there, she said, stirring her tea. Whenever there is patience and kindness and goodness, God is there too. When you see faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, that's where God's Spirit is at work. On the way to school, I'm on the lookout. I see a bus full of tourists and count 10 bright yellow taxis. I spy a man sweeping a stoop, and Grandma and I laugh when we see a tiny dog wearing a fluffy purple sweater. At school, Grandma hands me my lunch and hugs me close before she says goodbye. And that's what love looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. On the swings, I pump so hard I see over the wall into the alley. My friends shout, "Higher, higher," as my feet fly way up to the sky. That's what joy looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. Outside, car horns blast and sirens scream, but my classroom is quiet and calm. That's what peace looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. I try to tie my shoes, but the laces tangle around my fingers. My teacher sits down beside me and shows me how to tie them. That's what patient looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. On the way home, I see a doorman wearing a red cape and a hat with a shiny brim. He's holding a door for a man using a wheelchair. The man moves very slowly, and the doorman chats with him and smiles. That's what kindness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. While I'm setting the table for dinner, there's a knock at the door. It's our neighbor from downstairs, bringing us a loaf of bread. It's golden brown and warm and wrapped in a thin white towel. Now that's what goodness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. After dinner, I work on my homework while Grandma stands at the kitchen sink, washing dishes and humming to herself, just like she does every single night. That's what faithfulness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. At bedtime, Grandma sits at the edge of my bed, singing me a lullaby and stroking my head. She tucks my blankets up close around me. That's what gentleness looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. I lie in bed watching the curtains flutter. I want to talk about that dog we saw today and how high I can swing. But Grandma says that once I'm tucked in, I have to stay in bed until morning. I close my eyes and try to fall asleep. That's what self-control looks like to me. Maybe God is like that too. I saw God over and over again today. Whenever I saw love and joy and peace, whenever there was patience, kindness, and goodness, when I saw faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control, I saw God's Spirit at work. I bet some of the things that you do show God's love and who God is to those around you. I'll be interested to hear about them. Let me know. God bless you, and I'll see you next week.